Good morning, Manila. That's so lame.
I
I
want to be
tried.
a supermodel. We're gonna get there. The journey is there, Carla. It is a Monday, and we got someone who is a part of this prestigious competition. We are talking about elite model look. Names like, let's just say, Cindy Crawford, Melania Trump, Diane Kruger, and a whole lot more. Now, how do these people get discovered? Well, it's part of this competition. And guess what? Yearly fashion modeling competition. We have someone joining us. Not only she's the only one that represented Asia, but represented the Philippines and took
Woo!
home everything. She won it all. Yo, to join us on the show for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, elite model look winner for 2021. Give it up for Reins Mika.
Hey, hi, Mika. Oh, Mika, you on mute, girl.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
good morning,
Good
Mika.
morning. Nice to see you all.
Oh, nice to
Hey,
see you too. Thank you for joining us. We know you're a
Thank you
busy
so
girl
much.
now that you're a big winner and a
Oh no.
supermodel. So, before anything else, how are you? How have you been? It's Feb 8th, second month of 2021. How is life?
Honestly, I can't lie. Life here has been so tiring. I've been working every single day, shooting, nonstop. So it's quite fun in a way. I get to meet new people and get more shoots and jobs, even if it's in a pandemic.
That's so interesting
and
to know because you'd
yeah,
think, right? Being in a
Yeah,
pandemic, the work
yeah.
would stop or it would be limited. But it's nice to hear that you're so busy. That's great, girl. Sana all.
I wish. Yeah.
This is not the first time we had somebody in the fashion world joining us during the pandemic. Actually, DJ Pascual also joined us
Yeah.
during the
Oh,
pandemic.
so
He did
nice.
grant us an awesome interview. The journey for you, okay, tell us about how you got started with modeling, who got you in it, and we want to know your height too because it's on digital. So I don't know how tall you are. So yeah, tell us about it, the journey.
That's funny, actually. A lot of people have been asking about my height. I'm actually 5'8". It just can't be seen through the digital. How I got started with modeling, it's quite an interesting story. Because when I was in high school, I wanted to join like this sports fest we have every year. So at the sports fest, you get to like walk around, you be the muse of the basketball team and stuff. So I didn't know how to walk or pose, and I tried out for workshops and stuff. And when I did workshops, a beauty queen actually scouted me and asked me if I wanted to try out modeling, and I didn't know what was that type of career.
Yeah.
And I pushed for it, and she presented me to a lot of commercials, and I've been getting a lot of books. But
Mhm.
eventually, I wanted to sign with an agency because you know how iffy the jobs can be. Like you want to be
Mhm.
Mhm.
safe, you don't want to get scammed. So I have to look for an agent, and luckily I found really supportive people in the industry, like Farah Ramos. She's my agent here in the Philippines, and
Mhm.
I'm also part of PMAP, which is the Professional Modeling Association in the Philippines, a group of supermodels, Filipino supermodels who are changing the industry and helping each other, lift each other.
So we
That's
got to
really
take note of
nice
that,
that
Carla.
you were responsible enough and aware enough to know that this is something that I can see myself doing. It's a career that I'm interested in. I should connect myself to the right people. I think that's a really good tip as well, especially for
Yes,
up and coming models or
yes,
aspiring models, right? Because it's so easy to get scammed, not just in the modeling world,
yes.
like in general, diba? I mean, we get those mga cash loan texts nga from time to
Ah,
time, diba, that are super
yes,
scary.
yes.
So
I
it's
agree.
nice to know that from a young age you already wanted, stability, and you wanted people that were going to be there for
Yes.
you in the industry. What was it about modeling though, Mika, that interested you so much? I mean, was it just how glamorous it looked, or did you feel like this was something out of your comfort zone? Like, why modeling? Not just for your height, of course, but why modeling?
I'm a very creative person. I really loved drawing and sketching. I really thought I was going into makeup or styling or fashion designing. So I really wanted to be part of this industry, even if it wasn't for modeling. I
Mhm.
actually never wanted to be a model. In fact, I wanted to be like a fashion designer. You know how fashion designing is so hard. You got all the tellas coming in, the suing coming. I'm like, oh, maybe this ain't for me, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then so it ended up being modeling, which I think is
Yeah.
great. Rico?
Yeah, for those that are joining us, we have Mika. She's joining us, and she is, of course, the winner of this prestigious competition. But before we get into the nitty gritty of the prestigious competition, was there pressure when you go on stage and you got to bring to life the creations of these fashion designers, their clothes? Is there a sort of certain mindset, certain theme that you got going before you hit that ramp, you hit that stage?
I think it all applies to models that they have this responsibility to bring the creation to life. So it's
Hmm.
really, we have this motto in our head when we do shows or at any shoots, like, ako yung pinakamaganda sa room, something like that, to lift our to lift our spirits up and to have this confidence. Because in general, even models, we are the most insecure people in the world. Like we get judged, we get critic a lot. So we have to be the one to have the strength, to lift ourselves up in every job we do.
Yeah, especially in the modeling industry because it is very critical. You are
Yes.
being booked for your looks, for your
Yes.
height, for your walk. So it's not about, I mean, of course, they'll also look at personality, but right off the bat, it's always the physical first because
Yes.
that's the difference between modeling and like another kind of career, right? That's very
Hmm.
interesting that you were open enough to say that you guys are insecure as well. I think that's very comforting to know because when you see models, you think, wow, they must be so confident because they look great. But deep down, you guys are the same. You're just like, no, we have our insecurities and we work with it. I
Yes, we
like that.
do. We actually look at everything, all the imperfections we have. Like sometimes I take care of my eyes for being too small. It's really different for every model.
How do you
Miko?
overcome the insecurities when you have to face, you're about to hit the stage and you're like, oh my God, I don't feel very good right now. I don't know if I could do it. When you start to doubt yourself, what is it that you think about? What's the mindset?
I mean, I think we always doubt ourselves, like no lie, every single day. Not every single day in generally, but there are times now you would have this imposter syndrome. Na, oh, am I even supposed to be here? Like, do I even deserve this? And you really
Hmm.
don't. You're really not sure. And so that's really great about having supportive groups and friends in the industry to talk about things like this and to support each other. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And,
That's nice to
Oh.
and
hear.
in comes a competition. All right, tell us about the competition. Tell us about, is this a digital version of it? How
Yeah.
different was it from the different competitions out there?
Oh, this competition, it's actually been around since 37 years, I guess. It started out as like a pageant, Miss Universe type. So they go around the country, they scout supermodels, and they send them out to a specific country where the competition will be held. And then from that, they have to do the walks, the poses, and in a big stage, like a Miss Universe type. If you would YouTube it, I actually watched it on YouTube. It's kind of scary. Like I don't imagine myself doing something like that. But anyway, since they wanted to modernize and take move away from the Miss Universe pageant, they wanted to make it digital and more, yeah, modern. And we were supposed to be flown out to a specific country to do this competition everything. But since the pandemic came, I don't think that's happening. So everything was held virtually.
How did that feel for you, Mika? Because like even pageants ended up being digital rin last year because 2020 was really the
Yes.
peak of the pandemic, right? I mean, everyone tuning in now, everyone watching, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, so things aren't normal yet. But a lot of other competitions and events have been held digitally. Was it a change for you as well? Because it's one thing, like you said earlier, no one can tell your height from a computer screen, right? So, I mean, you are quite tall. That could have been to your advantage, your body, your statuesque and all that. But then everything is digital. So, what were some of the challenges that you faced, or what were some of the difficulties that you encountered joining a modeling competition virtually? Because it's so different.
Definitely, one is internet connection. My internet is very poor, so there were times there were glitches, and I couldn't hear what the mentors were telling me anymore. And it came to the point now we had to like do everything through chat. It's internet is very the number one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I couldn't really, you wouldn't really get the full experience maybe when you join competitions. Even I have friends from the beauty pageant world. They've been
Mm-hmm.
telling me when they did the Miss Universe. I just heard there weren't an audience during that time, so it was like an empty crowd. And when they walk, they didn't get the full experience as they wanted to. So that's really sad. But we have to make sure of our health and safety. Prioritize it first.
I love that she
Now, in
mentioned the internet. That is
Yes.
such a 2020, 2021 thing, eh? Ah.
True that. True
Yeah.
that. Now you win. You win the competition. Or let's walk us through. You made the finals. How did it go? Were there like the 2, 3 rounds to the competition? Or is it more of okay? Here is our ramp night, and here's our pageant night, and here's our
Uh,
awarding. That's it. How was the journey?
um. First, what they did is introduced us to our mentors. So my mentor was Cameron Dallas,
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, Mika.
and we had two types of challenges. We had to since TikTok's kind of booming right now, we had to do like a TikTok video, and the other one was
Really?
like a photo campaign video, and they had to send us the clothes and the products we have to shoot with. And I found that also very challenging because I had to do the light setup. I had to ask my mom, my sister, to take my photos on like 100 photos just to make sure everything is okay. And then I had to do like a one-on-one call with the president and CEO of the Elite World Group, and that for me was traumatizing. Not really traumatizing, but I was freaking out, man. Big time. And yeah.
I mean, what was the question? It's like, why should we choose you? Was that the question?
No, I actually thought that would be like the question, like typical beauty pageant questions, like what. It's more of getting to know you. They always remind us na they're never gonna look for perfection, but potential. That's always what they
Mm,
say.
I
Yeah.
like that. Okay, so after the competition, you win. Everyone is celebrating. Everybody's freaking out. I mean, what did that feel for you to win? Because, it's one thing to join something and to make it to like top five, top three, second place, but it's another to win something entirely, right? Especially in such a extraordinary time as it is now with the pandemic. And this was something that was done, like we said earlier, virtually, digitally, and you're the winner. How did that feel, Vika?
It was great, honestly. Like, I'm actually very, very, happy and blessed. Now I got to, because it was part of my bucket list when I want to represent the Philippines in something, but I can't do beauty pageants or whatever. So I'm really happy. It came to this. I was really representing my country very well. And after the competition, of course, we celebrated and stuff. But sometimes pressure also gets to my head because I feel like people are looking at me now and wondering like what's next for me, what's the next big thing. And yeah, I'm just kind of pressured about it, but I'm happy.
For those that are
Since you
tuning
said
in,
what,
we have.
wait, Mika, wait, Rico, that's a good question. Since you said, a lot of people asking like, what's next? So what's next, Mika? Like, I
Yeah.
mean,
Are you going to
now
show
that you've
us?
won, you're working every day. But what's next? Like, what's your next big step? Do you have plans or goals set out for yourself? What
Yeah.
is next for Reins Mika?
That I can't say. It's really so hard to tell broadcast my plans because everything, even if you like plan a lot, the pandemic will just kill them all, and we just have to. I just really pray and lift up all my plans to God, and if it's for me, then the right time will come for me. But we're all in the planning stage, so just stay tuned.
Oh, that's so
You're not
exciting.
revealing plans. I like that. Okay, Mika, you won it. All right. Here on the show, we do got all out questions. We will ask you questions that probably not a lot of people will ask you. You won the competition.
Okay.
What was the prize? How much was it? And what are you planning to purchase?
There's no cash prize for this, but it's a contract with the Elite World Group, so it's under different kinds of agencies. You can be represented by Woman 360, Woman. I'm not sure. I'm forgetting the agencies, but it's you get to be placed in Milan, Paris, or New York, and you get to go to the New York Fashion Week and Paris Fashion Week. So I'm putting my hopes up that it's going to happen because it's so hard with this pandemic, and I don't know, the borders are closed and you can't even fly out. So yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But we will hope for the best. How about your
Yeah.
Yeah.
dream brand, company, designer to work with now that you are, being represented internationally as well? Like, is there a specific runway show that, you're dreaming of walking someday? A designer that you want to model for, endorse for? Share with us naman some of your modeling goals.
Modeling goals. I'm actually they also all ask me the same thing, like what are the designers you would like to work with. I always tell them I'm really open to working with any designer. I mean, like, grabbing all the opportunities and stuff. But if it comes to the point of things like cigarettes, modeling for liquor, then I'm gonna stay away from that first. Like, I have my limits also, but I'm really open to any type of work.
Oh, she
Well,
got her morals, her values. I like it.
here at the station and in some places where people work, sometimes they do have pictorials. They do have, okay, time for the office pictorial. You have any
Yeah.
tips that we could possibly do to make it fun? Do we play music?
Yeah,
Do you have
or
any tips?
Yes.
selfies. Like, what are your
Oh,
tips to
Yeah,
get that
for selfies,
model
yeah,
look, even for selfies, for videos, all of that?
oh, this is actually so fun to share. When I was in the competition, my mentors weren't only Cameron Dallas, but also Coco Rocha. She's been around in the digital world, the posing model. She's
Yeah.
she's very nice, super nice, and she always tell us that the the secret to great modeling is great music. So it's not really she tells us not to use like those popular TikTok music. It's more of the classic music like Frank Sinatra, Madonna, and what else? Cindy Lauper. Like, you gotta get
Mhm.
good music to get going. Yeah, and good lighting as
Ooh,
well.
that's a good tip. That's since we're talking
Gotta
Coco
embody
Rocha.
it.
Christian's asking here, Mika, who's your idol supermodel? Like, who are some of the models that you really look up to in the industry?
I really look up to Asian models, maybe because I look up to people I look like. So I really
Yeah.
looked up, yeah, I really look up to Ming Si. She's the Victoria's Secret model in Shanghai.
Hmm.
Fei Fei Sun. Um, who else? Maybe, yeah, mostly Asian models I look up to because I really want to see how the way they look even with and or without makeup. And, like, there's this heart na, oh, I can relate.
I like that she said that she looks up to people that she looks like. I think that's also very important. And I think that's also why people fight for representation, even in the modeling world, because not everybody
Yes.
looks like a Brazilian supermodel, Not everybody
Uh,
looks like
yeah.
those Swiss, Norwegian models that,
Oh,
everyone's like, oh my God, right? I mean, not everyone looks like Bella Hadid. So it's good to know
yes.
that you are firm on that as well. And that's really great, Mika, because now up and coming models will look to you and they will see
Yeah.
themselves in
Oh,
you. And I think that's great.
not yet
Look
there,
at
but
here. Well, Mika, Valentine's just around the corner now. Our fellow DJ here, fellow monsters. I can't believe we have Mika on the show. I've got the biggest crush on her. Can you ask her if she
Uh,
Valentine date for the Valentine's party?
Because we've got a
uh,
Valentine's Day party, okay? It's a digital one, and he's just so funny. He wants to ask you to our
Asking you
party.
out.
Ah.
on live, really?
Yeah,
You
on
asked me
live.
out live?
Because Rico wants to pressure and make our guests uncomfortable. Thanks, Chino, as well, for adding to this. You don't have to answer Mika, but message for Chino because he's got the
Oh,
biggest
Yeah.
crush on you.
okay, okay. Just message me.
Oy, message me! Oy,
Oh,
binawin niya. It's a
It's
joke
a
lang,
joke.
guys.
Okay.
Relax. Pero she
nako
said Chino to
naman.
message her. Okay, I mean, Rico.
It's like, congratulations on the win. There are many models that are looking up to what you're up to. And is there any advice that you could share for models and people who are playing the role of models who are trying to be models? Go ahead.
You know, honestly, like you just have to, love yourself first. If you love yourself, you become more comfortable with yourself, and eventually it will shine through. People could see that, and that's what makes a great model. Just love yourself and be yourself.
Woo! Thank you
There you
for
go.
that, Mika. I mean, what an
Thank you.
enlightening way to start a Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. Once again, congratulations. We're super excited for what's in store for you. I mean, you're definitely going to be representing the Philippines internationally. Once the borders open, girl, you're going to be flying everywhere. We're claiming that for you. We can't wait to see what's in store for you. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Really.
you so much. Thank you both for having me. It's a great honor.
There you go. And Mika, you have people to thank. You want to thank someone? You know, want to thank
Yeah.
family, your friends? Go ahead. It's your chance to shout them
Yeah,
out.
yes, of course. I want to thank you so much to my mom, my dad, and my sister and brother for supporting me, and to all my fans and supporters, and my friends as well, and to my manager, my agent, Para Ramos, and Tita Ethel Ramos and Chit Ramos for always being there.
Oh,
So
there you
will you
guys have
consider
it.
going to show business after this? Would you know, after modeling, would you cross over to mainstream show business?
Uy.
Um, let's see. If let's see.
Rico, stop
All
putting
right.
people on the spot. Thank you, Mika.
That's
Thank you.
ladies and
Thank you
gentlemen,
so
once
much.
again, give it up for elite model look winner. Give it up for Reins Mika.
Bye. Oh, she's so cute. I love
Wow,
it.
learn so much. Learn so much
Yeah.
with modeling. You know, it's about believing in yourself, and when
Loving
you love
yourself.
yourself, yeah,
Mm-mm.
it really will show in your smile and music. No, and when you have a pictorial, get some good music going, and you'll
Not the
definitely feel
TikTok
the
music, get the classical music. I so vibe with that. But yeah, thank you, monsters, so much for joining us. Don't forget to like this video and share it with all of your friends. We're gonna continue on air, but for Facebook Live, he's Rico Robles live.
And she is Carla Agas. We will continue with your favorite songs. You got on the